Hello, I'm James, amateur radio call sign WA7JNJ. Hiking up to Park Butte today, Mount Baker behind me in the background, just a gorgeous day. This is my second time hiking here to Park Butte. First time I did it was in 2019, and part of that was an inspiration by Todd, W7TAO, made a video walking up to Park Butte and just talking about summits on the air and why not do your first summit on the air activation. So this is a little bit as an encouragement or an update to that, and just doing my part to hopefully encourage others to get out there and do summits on the air. One of the key things I do summits on the air for is the exercise and hiking. And today's hike's almost 8 miles and 2,000 feet, so not too bad for elevation gain, but it's just great to get out, see new things, and get exercise. Be heart healthy, hopefully lose weight, and all those things that I need to do again. The second thing is the goals and the challenge. I know some summits you can drive to, some summits are really hard walk or hike, and my hardest summit was a 4-point summit, about 13 miles round trip, and in 1 mile there was 2,000 feet of elevation gain. So that was one of the ones I wasn't sure I was going to finish, but I did. And so just getting over that challenge of it is a huge thing. The goals is another piece. First year I wanted to do 1 summit a month and ended up doing 1 summit a week. So my first year of doing summits on the air, activated 54 summits. Second year, 54 summits, and then a little bit less since then, trying to balance life and everything else. But the goals and the challenges might change, whether it's a goal of a certain summits per year, getting SOTA completes, or different things like that, a certain frequency band. So the challenge is a fun part of it. Related with the goals and the challenge is just getting out and exploring new places. I've lived in Washington for my whole life, and there are a whole lot of places that I have never been to until I did SOTA. You look for summits and different places to go and explore, and so that's been one of the most rewarding things, is just getting to know the area that I live in, going on some of the famous hikes or the popular hikes, or doing road walks up in places that are local or other places. So just getting out there and exploring some amazing spots where you live, or even in other areas, is what makes summits on the air great. Another aspect to that is just gaining confidence in being in the outdoors. When I started summits on the air, I had not really hiked before. I had done a couple throughout my life, but not really. And so from being comfortable and growing more confident in a trail, I generally hike by myself, learning how to have maps downloaded and everything to explore safely, having the right equipment, all those things that you learn and get confidence in. And always have to be safe, and you always need to make sure you got all your equipment and do things safely, but a growing confidence in being in the outdoors is really rewarding. Another thing of why summits on the air is different moments of beauty, or just amazing moments that you would not experience if you're sitting at home all day. Sitting here with Mount Baker behind me and a mountain lake below, and this rocky trail and the flowers, that's pretty amazing. And I know there's been really great moments along trails, whether it's walking along a ridge line and the flowers, and knowing that hardly anyone goes along that ridge line to get to the SOTA summit, or being first up on a summit to Sauk Mountain. I remember walking around and the clouds that were covering the valley, the sun coming up over the mountain. There's all kinds of moments like that I remember, but they stand out and they make memories, and it's an awesome part of the adventure. While I hike most of the time on my own, I would be remiss not to talk about the amazing people. I just got back from an Oregon Summit on the Air camp out. It's my second year doing that. and able to hang out with about 45 other Summit on the Air activators. And it's pretty amazing to hang out with folks that love the outdoors, love hiking, love playing radio. And there are just great folks, whether it's the chasers that are always there making contacts, or folks on summits and activators that you have fun making summit to summit contacts with and hearing familiar voices out there. It's all part of the adventure and the great fun of doing summits on the air. We're getting close to the summit here and almost forgot the radio aspect of summits on the air and the surprising things. I love 2-meter activations, and it's always surprising who you can make contact with. I love to summit contacts and all the chasers that make contact on 2-meter. I've made some long distance contacts of almost 300 miles from summits in Washington down into Oregon. And so those moments are kind of fun spots that you remember. And or on HF, I still primarily do single sideband. I haven't done CW really much yet. But I remember a few of the chases when Iceland chased me on a summit. I remember Australia chasing. And some of those great moments that you remember are making an awesome part of the radio hobby and also the hiking hobby. Well, it's a pretty busy day on summit here, but let's get to the summit. We'll make some contacts. I'm sure I missed some of the aspects of why summit's on the air, but hopefully it's a little bit of an inspiration for you to try your first activation or just to get back out and do another summit. And I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks again for watching. 73 from WA7 J&J.